Welcome back to Breakfast with Bob. It's a Boston Marathon edition. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're presented to you by Hyland's Leg Cramps. Stop the cramps, not your race, and the NormaTec Pulse Recovery System. We're at the 120th Boston Marathon, an event that one day Haven Shepherd will be running. How are you doing, Haven?
I'm good.
Nice. So, for our folks who don't know your background, tell a little bit about how you ended up in beautiful Missouri.
There was an accident in Vietnam. My parents committed family suicide. They had me, and the only way they thought they could be together is strap bonds them to themselves and held me. And then that's how I lost my legs. And then house wife, mom from Missouri, adopted me.
And you came to this wonderful family, the Shepherd family in Missouri. And when did you first start finding out your story? How old were you when you had an idea of what happened to you?
I was 5. I came up to my mom one morning and I was like, so how did I lose my legs? And then she told me a story, and then she was like, well, and I said to her, well, that was stupid. And then I said, and where do you even get a bomb in Vietnam? And that time I didn't know about the war. And so
So when did you start getting into sports?
I grew up with 4 sisters and 2 brothers, so we were always in an active family.
Yeah.
So I would go to football games, basketball games, volleyball games, baseball, you name it. We were in like 5 different sports schedules. So I always grew up around it, so I always wanted to do like sports like my sisters and my brothers. And so one day I was at a track meet, and then I realized, wow, I kind of like this. And then I got a hold of you, obviously, got my running legs. And then I got here.
So you started out running.
Yes.
Okay. And when you talk about like a running leg like the one we have here.
Yeah.
It's got, how hard is it to find legs that actually work for you? How hard is it to make these?
Okay, it was like a month process. No, about 3 weeks, because I had to go up like every other week to go like get my liners done and then do the cast over the liners, and then I had to stay up in Kansas City for a full day to get like these plastered and black and obviously attached.
Right.
So that only took about 3 weeks, but getting the legs in was much harder because you had to wait a long time.
Now, at school and with kids, did you ever have problems with the kids making fun of you or anything like that?
No, because I'm just really open with me not having
You're
legs.
a social kid.
Yes. I'm not shy.
No.
No. But I just always grew up around like, you're like this.
This is who I am.
Yes, I can't say, oh, my legs are going to come back one day. No, I just accept it. I let the kids touch or look at my legs.
Yeah. You find that a lot? The kids want to know. They're just curious more than anything else.
They're not just trying to be mean or anything. They just want to know how they work.
Exactly. So what are your goals? What do you want as an athlete? What do you hope to accomplish?
I hope to accomplish the 2020 Olympics in
Tokyo.
In Tokyo, yes. In swimming.
So swimming is your number one sport right now. And what distances and what events?
My coach says if I want to be a freestyler, I have to swim the 500.
Okay.
But I'm a very good breaststroker, he says.
Yes.
But I'm good at sprints. I am not so good in long distance. I'm going to work on that.
Yes.
But I really want to do good in the 100 freestyle. Because I know that's where I kind of build a little bit more.
Right. So, but this year, you're going to go to Charlotte.
Yes.
And actually, this will be your first Paralympic trials. And you're what, 14 years old?
I'm 13.
13 years old. So you go into the trials at the age of 13. That's really young.
Yeah.
And what are you hoping to get out of the trials?
I'm hoping to get like an experience under my belt because the trials is obviously going to be next year.
Right.
Because this is going to be a good experience, like how I'm going to react to this during 2020.
Right.
Before it was. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
When people say, gosh, it's so bad, it's so sad that you lost your legs. I mean, you've in this day and age, you're able to do a lot of things.
Yes.
And you've traveled.
Yes.
You've traveled around. What's been some of your favorite experiences so far?
I love the Colorado Jimmy Flower swim meet because that was like my first para swim meet.
Yes.
So I like the mountains. I like to see the Rockies. Like go to Garden of the Gods.
Yes.
That's an experience that I can rarely venture out because I'm such in a small town that having coming here to Boston is just so different. But I just really like the atmosphere, and the altitude obviously is very hard, but I just like it because
that place.
Yes,
you like that place.
Safe.
So when you come to an event like this, first time to Boston for the marathon? Okay.
Yes.
So when you see all these people who are going to 30,000 people running this marathon, is that something down the line you want to do, run as well, or is focus all swimming?
I really just want to go to one Olympics because I have a lot of stuff I want to do in life.
Like what?
I want to travel. I'm going to be an esthetician. I want to have an experience in the world that is just I love swimming. That's my life. But I can't focus on one thing on my life. I want to get married. I want to get married.
You're 13 years old.
Yes,
you got time.
I know I have time.
What's
but
the rush?
I want to have an experience out of swimming because I see these people. They're amazing athletes, but I just see that they're just so focused.
They're just focused on being an athlete, and you're focused on living.
Yeah,
and I'm doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I love sports, though. So it's always going to be a part of my life.
So when you came out to the San Diego Triathlon Challenge for the first time and saw, I'm imagining you had that, up until that point, you hadn't seen a lot of other amputee kids.
No.
When you saw all these other kids, what did that do for you in terms of making you realize, okay, I'm not alone, there's a lot of other people with similar challenges?
I just felt a lift off my heart, just oh my gosh, there's other people with extra limbs like me. Have to carry around our heavy legs and have to do the adjustments.
Sure.
When I hung out with my friends before, I had to switch my legs all the time. Where I was there.
Right.
I saw that I had this big opportunity to make more friends and better me personally because I just saw how I acted at SDTC because it just changed me so much at San Diego.
As a lot of times our challenge athletes tend to grow up quick because you're sort of automatically a role model, right? Not just for other kids with disabilities, but for other people who look to you for motivation and inspiration. Do you like that?
I personally see myself as the average human being that got adopted and
just happens to be missing both legs.
It's an accident.
Yeah.
And just wandering up in Missouri, I didn't choose. I was there for a reason. I'm not here for the superhuman I'm not the superhuman person that I'm just an inspiration wherever I go. I can go get the box of cereal off the top shelf pretty fine, and I do not need to be called an inspiration because that's just an everyday thing.
Yes.
And everybody else does that. So I feel I'm not...
You're just an everyday person.
Yeah.
But do you feel that for other kids who are following you, right? Because you had other amputee kids who were older than you that I'm sure helped you a little bit.
Yes.
So do you feel that responsibility that you need to be there for the next?
Yes. Abel and a bunch of other kids that I love. I love children. They're so much fun to be around because they look and they touch my legs, and they're so much fun because I was that kid a couple years back that wanted to hang around the bigger kids all the time. So I'm really glad I get to be.
Now you're one of the bigger kids.
Yes.
Now you're one of the bigger kids. Cool.
Thank you.
And you've been to a number of the running clinics, and what do you gain from those, from the Challenge Athlete Foundation running clinics?
I gained a lot of like information about like how I need to like work out more because they give such good drills, and like the work Peter that work help at the clinics, they're amazing because they give you good stretches. And,
sure.
Because I benefit that so much because I swim a lot, so like my back's always out a lot, so I need to like walk around more to obviously get that more.
So is that an issue for you, your back, because of the prosthetic legs?
No, mainly it really hurts because if I do a lot of butterfly and breaststroke, because it works on my back so much, so I just get really sore all the time. So those workouts that Peter gives out at the clinics really help.
What is a typical day for you? I mean, how much training are you doing every day?
Well, I'm going to be homeschooled next year, so sorry, teachers. But an average day, I wake up, I go to school for 8 hours, and then I get out at 3:10, and then I go to swim practice at 4:15, and then I get out at 5:30.
Okay.
And then I go run. I go run a mile.
So you run a mile every day?
Yes, I'm starting that.
Yeah.
Now.
So you swim, and then you run, and then what, go home and do schoolwork? And
I go home and eat whatever I can find and go to bed because my teachers, like, they very understand my schedule a lot. So they very are nice about, like, if late work is late, because I told them, you have to understand that I am busy this afternoon, like, all busy.
Right.
So, because I'm in Web City from 4, and then I'll leave at 6:30, and then, you know, it's just hard to just fit schoolwork in, because at the time I have to take a shower, and then do homework, and then do schoolwork. It just piles up after time.
Great. Well, Haven, it's great to have you as a CAF spokesperson. You do great stuff. And what have you been doing here in Boston?
I went to Nike this morning. I ran with
Amy Craig. Yeah.
And with another little girl.
Yes.
She's 8. And we ran a half a mile, and we went back to Nike, so it was kind of like a full mile.
Yes.
So, and that was really fun this morning. And then we just hung out at Nike.
Love it. Enjoy the rest of your trip in Boston. Haven Shepard has been our guest. Again, this is Breakfast with Bob, Boston Marathon edition. Hold on, everyone. We will be right back.